Hey guys, back for another Q&A. I've kind of been doing one a month, which I think is okay. I mean, people seem to like it, and people like asking the questions and learning more. So, um, if you haven't seen my posts about um, leaving questions for me, I leave them on Facebook. I don't put them on YouTube. Um, but my Facebook link is always in the info, so you can always find it there. And I'm always asking certain things or posting videos or whatever there. So definitely check that out. So start off, I'm just gonna start answering some of these questions. There's definitely a lot. There's maybe like 20, 25. Um, Another thing I wrote in on the Facebook status to that I wasn't gonna answer certain things if I've answered them 100 times already. So if I skipped you, I'm sorry, but um, I don't want my video to be an hour long. So let's see. And I'm gonna try to not say last names because I always butcher them pretty bad. So Sebastian asks, "Have you ever been to other countries and would I like to?" I've never left the United States. I would definitely like to. I've always wanted to go to Europe somewhere. I think that'd be really cool. Japan would be cool, but I mean that I would just feel completely out of place there. Um, but it would be really cool to see how that is, like Tokyo or something. That'd be cool. Um, I'm curious what Canada's like. Can't be that different from where I am now. But I don't know. I would go. Um, so yeah, I mean that would be cool. Matthew asks, "Do I miss the old Tom DeLonge with the Strat and the tube socks?" I don't know if by tube socks he means uh, when they're naked half the time or whatever. He's got wearing a tube sock. I don't know, but I definitely miss the Strat days. Um, that Strat or any of his Strats are what really got me into guitar in the first place. I loved all the different colors. I mean, that's why I made an orange one. That's why I still got the black one. Um, I've even thought about maybe making a silver one. The white one was cool. All of them. I fucking love those guitars. Um, I mean, I didn't really care about what he was dressed like. It doesn't really matter to me. Um, but as far as the guitar goes, I mean, I love Gibson, but I always thought Tom just fit a Strat really well. So I guess, yeah, I do miss it. Um, Matthew also asks, "What's my favorite Sum 41 song?" It's probably No Brains from Does This Look Infected. It's a really heavy song. Shit. Um, and I don't know, I just always like that. I like the lyrics a lot. A couple other favorites. I like Makes No Difference from Half Hour Power. Um, I really like Summer. Summer's definitely one of my favorite ones. Um, that's about it. I mean, I like No Reason, a couple other ones, but anything after Chuck, I don't really like all that much. Kyle asks, "What do you think of A Day to Remember, considering their last three albums have been produced by Chad from NFG, and they've influenced by Blink too?" Um, People have asked me probably like at least once a week if I like A Day to Remember, and I just don't. You know, I'm not gonna like every band that I hear, especially if they're in like a certain genre. A lot of people compare them to 4 Year Strong, which I've grown to really love. Um, but I have not heard a single song yet from A Day to Remember that I've liked, and I've definitely listened to a couple to at least give them a shot, because I don't want them to be, or I don't want any band to be one of those ones where I judged them before I really got to know them, because that's what 4 Year Strong was. That's what The Living End was. I judged them pretty bad before I even before I even heard a song, just because I didn't like the way they looked, and they blew me the hell away. So I mean, I try to check out a band. Same thing with like The Story So Far. I mean, just don't like them. Just haven't heard anything I liked. And same with Wonder Years. Um, they haven't done anything for me either. I mean, just bands like that. I don't know. They just haven't impressed me. They haven't really given me a song to hook me in with. At least not yet, anyway. I don't know. Jack asks what my biggest inspiration is. I mean, I guess it depends. what kind of inspiration. I mean, for guitar, I mean, when I started, it was definitely Tom DeLonge. Um, I was influenced a lot by Alex Lifeson a lot because he just uses the weirdest chords I've ever seen most of the time. And the sounds he gets from his guitar is just incredible. Lately, I've been really inspired a lot by the guitar player and producer for I Am Abomination. His name is Nick Sampson. The guy is just incredible. If you're a fan of me on Facebook, you probably see me post videos of him or his band 100 times. He just blows my mind. Eduardo asks, what band would I like to be in? I assume you mean like a what if I could be in like Blink or Newfound Glory or something like that. I think it'd be really cool to be in like either Newfound Glory would be really cool, or 4 Year Strong, or even Paramore. I mean, Paramore, they've got like technically only 3 members, and when they're playing live, they only have a couple like backup players. I think they have like 2 backup guitarists, and then they got whoever's drumming for them at the time. But I think it'd be really cool to play guitar with them. Maybe bring back some of the heavier side to them. That would be cool. And that being said, I mean, I do like the new album, but I mean, I still wish they kind of sounded a little more like they used to. But I can't deny that it isn't catchy as hell. Jim asks, how does your Roadster compare to the Nomad that I used to use? The Roadster is incredible. If you've seen any of my videos lately, they've all been with the Roadster, and the thing is just incredible. The Nomad that I used to have, I didn't like it at the time. I mean, it was kind of similar in the sense that it had like a clean setting, and then it had like the vintage and a modern setting. So it did have 3 channels, which was really cool. But there was just something about it I didn't like, and I honestly, it was so long ago, I don't really remember it. If you see any of my really old videos, which I posted on Facebook a couple times, I'm using the Nomad in that, and I don't know, even though it's a Mesa Boogie, there was something about it that I didn't really like, and that's when I kind of went back to my Randall for a while before I ended up getting the PV. Let's see, what was the first concert I went to? From Jeff. And what band would I most want to see in concert? First concert I saw was Rush. They didn't have any opening bands or anything. I saw them in this really awesome amphitheater. They played for like 3 hours. It was awesome. What band would I most like to see? I really want to see The Living End again, because the only time I got to see them was when they opened for Blink-182 in 2004, and that was when they played with No Doubt. Shit. And that was actually the concert that got me like interested in The Living End. So I never got to see them in concert when I actually knew their songs. I really would like to see Bayside. I think they'd be really good. I've had the chance to see them a couple times, and I know they're playing with Alkaline Trio soon, and I know I should go, but I don't know. I don't really go to a lot of concerts these days. I'm going to see Muse in a couple days, actually next week, so that'll be cool. See, who else would I want to see? Couple metal bands that like never really come over to the States I'd love to see. One of my favorite ones, named Gravedigger, I'd love to see. If I Am Abomination ever like went on tour, I would definitely go see them. Absolutely. But like before their newest album came out, they were promising that they were going to be going on tour, but they were being really secretive about stuff, and that's when the singer Phil eventually announced that he was the new singer of Attack Attack. So I have no idea if that's what he was really hinting on. Because he definitely knew for a while that he was going to be in Attack Attack, but they kept it hush hush for a while. But I don't like Attack Attack at all. I just don't. I mean, I'm definitely going to check out the new album because I love Phil singing so much, but if it was just Attack Attack touring, I wouldn't see him, but like if they were doing something like where I'm Abomination opened and then Phil just went on and played with Attack Attack after, I mean, I would do that, but I'm Abomination only has 2 members, and I don't know if like other members of Attack Attack would be playing with them. So I don't know. I doubt they would want to play like 2 shows or like 2 sets a night. You know, I doubt they'd want to do that. So I don't know. Let's see. Jacob asks, would I consider doing another gear tour? I probably will soon. I just posted a little album of pictures on my Facebook of just like photos of all my stuff. But yeah, I guess I can do something soon. I've been thinking about it. I just haven't really gotten around to it yet. Evan asks, what's my favorite Blink riff? And what bands outside of pop punk do I like listening to? My favorite Blink riff? Jeez. I always loved the intro to Anthem Part 2 because it was just like one awesome riff after the other, because it's got like the the clean intro riff, and then it goes into like the little palm muting riff, which is like a wicked good one, and then it goes into like the octave chords that are, the whole thing is just wicked catchy, and I always think of that one when I think of like a Blink riff I really like. I really like the Man Overboard intro riff. The Pathetic intro is pretty good too. I definitely like that. So any of those ones where it's just like got a really cool melody, I really like. Let's see. And what bands outside of pop punk do I like? Well, let's go to my iTunes. Let's see. Obviously, I talk about I'm Abomination 100 times. They're kind of like a prog metal, I guess, like a progressive metal. I definitely like that. Let's see. Accept is metal. AFI I like. I like a lot of video game metal. I've talked about that multiple times. Bands like Power Glove, Metroid Metal, Arm Cannon, just awesome. A lot of like power metal I listen to a lot. That's really the only type of metal I really listen to. Like Avantasia, Hammerfall, Edguy. Gravedigger I guess is kinda power metal. Stuff like that. The Cars are really great. Same thing, like kind of like them. Cheap Trick is really great. Rush, sort of just like a classic rock. I got some Coheed and Cambria on here. I don't listen to them as much as I used to, but I still like them. The Cult is another older rock band that I've really been into. Def Leppard I still listen to a little bit. Foo Fighters are great. I've been wanting to do some more covers of them. Let's see. Jimmy Eat World is good. They're not really pop punk. Living End, like I said before, is awesome. Man of War was like the first band I ever really got into. Muse is awesome. Can't even really call Paramore pop punk anymore. I know a lot of people will be asking about Rage Against the Machine. I definitely like them, but there's a lot of songs that I really don't like. But they definitely do have a lot of solid songs. Reggie and the Full Effect is cool. Seosin is great. Steel Panther is awesome. Hilarious too. Thrice. Their older stuff mainly. The newest stuff I don't like too much. Van Halen, every now and then I get into them a lot. 30 Seconds to Mars I listen to sometimes. Weezer, same thing sometimes. So that's pretty much it for for that. That's not pop punk that I like. So let's see. David asked me about 47 questions. One of them says, "Can I make a cover of any song with you?" Well, not any song, I guess, but I don't know. Most people, the only person that I've done a cover with that actually came through was Kurt. Um, but even then, the last song that he promised to do with me, he's been kind of slacking on. I just kind of let him do his own thing. I know he's got his own shit going on, but we were gonna do a Foo Fighters song, a really really good one actually. So if you want to see it, bug the shit out of him because he still never did it. Because I did one guitar part and he was supposed to do the other guitar part and add some bass in it too, but I don't know. He just never ended up doing it, and that was back in like January, and it's April now, so I don't know. He's got shit going on. But anyway, I've had like other people ask me to record like a guitar part, and then like nothing's ever come of it, and I don't know. So when people ask me if I want to do covers with them or something, half the time I just don't expect anything to come from it. So I don't know. Maybe. He also asks, what was the first band I started listening to? I know I just said Man of War, but Man of War was the first band I ever got a CD of. But I would say the first band I ever really started listening to was probably Rush, maybe the Cars, because that's a lot of stuff my dad listened to. So Dan asks, how many guitars have I owned in my life, and which one is my favorite? I actually made a list pretty recently. I posted it on my Facebook page like a week or two ago. I'm pretty sure I've owned 27 different ones. I only have 8 right now. My favorite is, I gotta say it's a tie between the Les Paul and got a text, and the Orange Strat. So I really like those. I mean, the Les Paul just sounds awesome. It feels awesome, but everything about that Strat is just absolutely amazing. It feels absolutely perfect when compared to the Les Paul. Les Paul is bulky, so I don't know what's going on in my throat today. It's just really stuffed up. David asks, if I win $1 million, what would I buy? I would love to get a Gibson Les Paul custom. That would be awesome. I would probably custom make a couple more Tom guitars. I'd probably do like a white one and a silver one at least. Maybe I'd do a couple others. I don't know. I'd like to get another 2x12 cabinet, probably a Mesa Boogie cabinet. That would be nice. And then the rest, I mean, I would just kind of save. I mean, I'd probably give a good amount to my dad because he's always helped me out, and I know he could put a lot of it to good use. But I'd pay off my car. I mean, I only got maybe like 7 months left on it to put, so I mean, that's not a big deal. But yeah, that's probably what I'd do. I wouldn't really go crazy for sure. He also asks, if I had a chance to change something on this planet, what would it be? I'd change the fact that everybody always asks for tabs. Because you're not going to get anywhere just trying to learn from tabs. I mean, I've said it before. It's a fact. You're not going to learn. You're not going to get any better if you're just listening or you're just trying to learn from tabs all the time. And if say like a new song comes out, you're never going to be able to play it until someone posts a tab. So like some new Paramore songs were released. I mean, obviously the album's out now, but like when Still Into You came out, everyone's like, "Oh my God, where's the tab?" I'm like, "I don't fucking have a tab." But I mean, I made a quick one just for the hell of it, but at the same time, it's so much better to learn by ear. So that's what I'd change. All right, Alberto asks, what about the so-called classic rocks? Do I like classic rock bands? Bands like the Beatles, the Stones, the Who. He agrees with me on Guns N' Roses. He can't stand them either. Um, well, the ones that you mentioned, I really don't like the Beatles. Um, but I mean, I don't mind them. I mean, I don't dislike them. They're not for me. Um, Rolling Stones, I fucking hate. I'll just say that I just don't like them at all. Um, I think Mick Jagger is just so annoying. Um, and I think Keith Richards was really overrated. The Who, I think, are pretty cool. I mean, I don't really listen to them that much, but they have some cool songs. Um, I mean, classic rock in general, I mean, like, it's stuff that I've just heard all my life, and usually it just rules the airwaves of whatever station I put it on. Because if I'm going to put it on a radio station, which rarely happens, I'll put it on, like, a classic rock station. Because there's really not, like, there's nothing like K-Rock or anything out east, so we don't have shit for radio stations unless we use like a Sirius radio or something. Um, but usually I'll hear stuff um, like AC/DC, which I mean I don't mind, but I've heard so many fucking times that I never want to listen to them again. Um, So, I mean, I pretty much already said which classic rock bands I like. I mean, like the Cars, Rush, Cheap Trick are cool. Um, the Cult is great. Stuff like that. So, David, again, asks, what's your most favorite movie or cereal? But he says cereal like Serial, and I don't know if he means like breakfast cereal or not. Um, Maybe he means sequel. I don't. I have no idea. But if I was gonna pick a favorite movie, I don't know. I always just go back to Superbad. Superbad is freaking hilarious. Um, when I was growing up, I probably saw Happy Gilmore about 4,000 times. Um, let's see. Jeez, I know I've got a lot of movies on my computer. Let's see. Another one when I was growing up I really liked was Terminator 2. That was a great movie. Terminator 1 was good, but I mean, Terminator 2 is just incredible. Alright, so I got my whole list of movies. Um, let's see. I was watching 21 Jump Street yesterday. I mean, I've seen it before, but that movie was really funny. The Austin Powers movies are great. I love Back to the Future. All the what is it? The Broken Lizard movies like Beer Fest and Super Troopers and Club Dread. All those are really funny. I actually just watched their first movie called Puddle Jumpers, maybe like a couple months ago, and that was really funny too. Um, Another classic one I really liked from the '80s with John Cusack was Better Off Dead. That was really good. Um, I like a lot of like the superhero movies, like the Captain America, Iron Man, Batman, stuff like that. Those are always good. Dazed and Confused is great. Donnie Darko. Um, Euro Trip was another one I really liked. I thought that was hilarious. Fast Times at Ridgemont High, I've definitely said multiple times, was my favorite movie. It is a great one. Same with Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Get Him to the Greek was great. Forgetting Sarah Marshall, I've seen a lot. All the Harry Potters. Grandma's Boy. One of my favorite ones from my childhood is always the first two Home Alone movies. Those are great. Heavyweights is good. Indiana Jones movies are great. Star Wars can't really beat Star Wars. Shaun of the Dead, School of Rock. Um, Breakfast Club is awesome. Girl Next Door was a good one. The Goonies, Hangovers, not bad. I mean, it's a little overrated, but it's not bad. The Mighty Ducks were a great trilogy. Waterboy, um, Weird Science, Youth in Revolt, Zack and Miri. So, I definitely like a lot of movies. It's too hard to pick a favorite though. Nash is asking what band got me into music. I mean, I kind of answered that already, I guess. I mean, I've always liked music for as long as I can remember. Um, but stuff like Rush, Manowar, like other like rock or metal stuff really got me into music. Um, Tony Black asks if there's any place I wish I could live right now. L.A., Paris, Hong Kong, whatever. I mean, I kind of answered that already. I don't know where I'd want to live, though. I mean, if I could visit places, that'd be great. But if I wanted to live somewhere, I have no idea because I haven't been to enough different places to really choose. I know that's kind of a cop out, but I don't know. Just realized I still have a lot of questions. Um, Connor asks, "How do you wipe your ass after doing the toilet?" Well, I never do the toilet because that would just be weird. Um, but I guess I wipe it like every other person does. Charlie says, "What's your dream guitar?" I kind of answered that already too. I always wanted a black Gibson Les Paul Custom, but I mean, I'd take any color really. Um, and I'd love. I still would like to have a Gibson Tom DeLonge signature. I mean, that would be cool, but it's just so fucking expensive too. He also asks, "Do I sing as well?" The only time I sing is probably in the car, and that's usually when I'm alone. So I don't know. And he also asks, "Do I play any other instruments apart from bass and guitar?" Currently, no. Raymundo asks, in your opinion, in what order do the Blink albums go from worst to best, including the EPs? Well, technically, they got a lot of EPs, so I mean, I don't know. The best is definitely their self-titled album, hands down. Then I'd probably have to give it to Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, and then Dogs Eating Dogs, and then Enema of the State, and then probably Neighborhoods. I don't know. I would, I think I would give maybe Dude Ranch before Neighborhoods. I think Dude Ranch is a little bit better. Um, and then probably Cheshire Cat, and then Buddha, and then I don't know, like They Came to Conquer Uranus or whatever. I never really listened to like Short Bus or Fly Swat or any of them. I don't really care for them. All right. So yeah, that's my answer to that one. Dan asks, "What are my views on Rush?" Max asks, "What's my favorite song from my least favorite Blink album and least favorite song from my favorite Blink album? And my favorite song from Boxcar Racer's debut, even though Boxcar Racer only had one album." My least favorite song from self-titled is Fallen Interlude. I mean, it's kind of boring. I mean, it doesn't feel like Blink to me at all. Um, that's just the thing. I mean, interludes, I feel like they could be so much better done, and bands just use them as filler most of the time, and it just drives me nuts. Like the interlude, "Jumping Rooftops" from Angels and Airwaves is fucking pointless. Um, that "Star of Bethlehem" intro or whatever, it's fucking pointless. Um, I know there's other ones I can't really think of. I can't remember if there was one on the Plus 44 album. I'm pretty sure there was, and that one was just stupid too. Um, Muse had an interlude on Absolution, and that one was fucking pointless. I just feel like it could be so much better done. Like, most interludes are just like really soft and really slow and boring, and I just feel like they should be the complete opposite of that. Just like super high energy and just like really get you ready for like the next song, or really just like transition to like the next part of the album or something. But usually it's just slow and just stupid. Okay, so my most favorite song from, I guess, Buddha would be, I don't know. Toast and Bananas is good. I really like their cover of Girl Next Door. So probably one of them. And my favorite song from Boxcar Racer's debut, I have no idea. I mean, that's such a hard question. Every song on that album's awesome. I really can't pick one. Alex asked if I got the memo about the TPS reports. No, but someone did steal my stapler, and I don't know where it is. He also asks, did I go to college? I did for like a semester and a half, maybe. I started going for biotechnology and forensics, and I don't know, I just didn't really like biotechnology anymore. Like, I really did when I was younger, and I just kind of fell out of it, and at that point, I just didn't know what the hell I wanted to do, and I still don't really know what I want to do with my life. I'm taking it day by day, and just, as long as I'm happy, I don't really care. I mean, it's as simple as that. Let's see. Martin asks, what sort of tips do I have for playing heavy stuff, like Bring Me the Horizon and Of Mice and Men? A pedal setup video would be cool too. I've said this about 100 times. A good amp and a good guitar is going to bring you a lot further than a pedal ever will. I mean, I always feel like a pedal just kind of adds like a sound that's just kind of sounds artificial. It doesn't really sound real enough to me. But a good amp and the right amp always will make sense. I mean, if you're trying to play something heavy out of like a fucking little Fender amp or something, it's just not gonna work. I mean, obviously if that's all you have or something like that, or just an amp that doesn't really have like a high gain setting or just anything like that, I mean, I guess you could find certain pedals. I mean, and that's the whole thing too. I mean, you got to do your research. Before I bought this Mesa Boogie, I mean, I spent months looking at different videos of stuff, and I'm still looking at gear videos a lot more than I used to, just checking stuff out, and it definitely helps. I mean, read reviews online, but I mean, obviously having the right guitar helps too. I mean, if you're trying to get like a really heavy sound out of like something that has single coils, I mean, it's unlikely that it's gonna sound good. I mean, some guitarists really do make single coils sound more than they are, um, but most cases you're gonna get something better out of something that has humbuckers in it. So that's that. And the last question is from Raymundo again. He asks, would I recommend an Ampeg BA108 25 watt bass amp, which is a 1x8 amp, considering he's on a budget? I'm not super familiar with Ampegs. I mean, I've heard a lot of bands that use Ampegs, and I hear a lot of great things, but I've never personally used one. If I ever bought a new like better quality bass amp, I probably would get an Ampeg, just because it's just synonymous with good sound. I mean, everybody knows that they have good sound. It's kind of like the Marshall of bass amps. But I don't know. I personally never had an Ampeg, but like I just said in the last question, read your reviews, watch videos online. YouTube has, I guarantee you could go on YouTube and search for any piece of equipment for anything that isn't like completely brand new or isn't even out yet. I'm sure you could find at least 10 videos on it, and I guarantee at least half of those are like professional quality sound reviews and playthroughs. So I mean, that's what I would do. If you're ever curious about stuff like that, just go on YouTube and search for it, or go on different forums and ask or talk. I mean, I go on Reddit all the time. I'm sure a lot of you know that. The guitar section is pretty good. A lot of them know their shit. So, I mean, it definitely helps to just ask questions. So, I mean, I don't know everything. I know a lot of people are asking me stuff, but I mean, if you go on like a forum like that, you're definitely going to find someone that's either used what you wanted or is at least familiar with what you want. Either that, or you can go down to like a local store or something, and someone will probably know at least something about it. So, okay, that's it for all the questions. I have no idea how long this video has been. At least 25 minutes, probably closer to like 35. But I'll be doing another Q&A most likely next month if I remember. I probably will. So thanks for all the questions. Follow me on Facebook if you're not already. I'm on Twitter as well. I mean, I've been using Twitter a lot more lately. But I mean, most of my music stuff I just post on the Facebook page. So thanks for watching, and make sure to check out some more covers because I'll probably have some another like day or two from when I post this one. And if you're still watching this video after however long I've posted this, then you must be really bored. See ya.